Welcome everybody to another video of Ancient Greece Reloaded. Today we will talk about the famous princess Danae, daughter of King Acrisius and the mother of the famous hero Perseus. By the way, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so as to stay tuned for upcoming videos. The story of Danae and Zeus is one of the most famous stories in Greek mythology, for it is a love story between a god and a mortal, who also will bring forth one of the most famous heroes. Zeus would rule from Mount Olympus, and by his side was his wife Hera. Even when married though, Zeus had a wandering eye, and many beautiful mortal or immortal women were the subject of Zeus' desires. As a result, many surviving tales from Greek mythology deal with the love life of Zeus, whilst many of these that involve Hera see the goddess seeking retribution upon the lovers or children of her husband. One of the subjects of Zeus' wandering eye was Danae, a princess of Argos on the Peloponnesian peninsula. Danae was the only child of Acrisius and Eurydice, or Aganipi, the ruling couple of Argos, and as she grew up, Danae gained a reputation of being the most beautiful female mortal woman of the age. Being Acrisius' only child though, caused the king a problem, for this meant that he had no male offspring to leave his kingdom to. Acrisius therefore consulted an oracle to find out what the future would be, and specifically whether Danae would ever have a son, who could rule Argos after Acrisius. The prophecy offered by the oracle though hardly set Acrisius' mind at rest, for although Danae was destined to bear a male heir for the king, that son was destined to kill King Acrisius. Acrisius' priorities now changed. From being worried about whom to pass his kingdom on to, the king was now worried about his own death. After long consideration, Acrisius' solution was simple: to ensure that Danae would never become pregnant. Acrisius therefore constructed a bronze tower with a single access door at its foot. The door would be guarded day and night by soldiers loyal to the king, and the bronze nature of the tower meant that it could not be climbed from the outside. Danae was therefore turned into a prisoner, in a comfortable prison of luxury, by her own father. Tales of the beauty of Danae had already reached Zeus upon Mount Olympus, but the interest of the Olympian god was really piqued by the news of the construction of a bronze tower in Argos. So Zeus descended from his palace to the realm of Acrisius to see what is going on. Acrisius had done a perfect job of preventing a mortal from gaining access to Danae. But the bronze tower was not going to stop a god, especially one as determined as Zeus. Thus, Zeus transformed himself into a rain cloud, and in the form of a shower of gold, Zeus cascaded through the tower's roof. Alone with the beautiful Danae, Zeus spends the night with the beautiful princess, and as a result, Danae becomes pregnant. After some time, the relationship between Zeus and Danae brings forth a child, a boy who was named Perseus. Acrisius now was faced with the issue of his own grandson, a grandson who was destined to kill his own grandfather. Now, once again, murder was out of the question, for although Acrisius did not know who the father of his grandson was, he reasoned that only a god could have gotten Danae pregnant. Acrisius' solution was to place Danae and Perseus in a chest, and then set them adrift upon the open sea. Either the pair would drown, or else, if it was the will of the gods, they would drift far away from Argos, meaning that Perseus could do no harm to the king. Zeus though would almost always keep an eye out upon the fate of his lovers and offspring, and with the assistance of Poseidon, the god ensured that the chest would safely wash up upon the shore of the Aegean island of Seriphos. The wooden chest was discovered by a local fisherman, Dictys, and the fisherman was soon looking after Danae and Perseus. Now, Dictys also happened to be the brother of the king of Seriphos, Polydectes, and it was not long before Polydectes became aware of the beauty of his brother's houseguest. Polydectes attempted to seduce Danae, but the mother of Perseus rejected his advances, although as the years passed, Polydectes was not put off by the repeated rejections. Eventually, Perseus grew up, and soon the son of Zeus was strong enough to ward off the continued, unwanted advances of Polydectes. Undiscouraged, Polydectes came up with a plan to leave Danae unguarded, and Perseus was dispatched on the impossible quest of bringing back the head of the Gorgon Medusa. Perseus willingly went along with the quest, for the Greek hero believed that the head of Medusa was to be a wedding gift for the future marriage of Polydectes and Hippodamia. Perseus realized that if Polydectes was married, then the unwanted advances towards Danae would cease. Perseus of course would have his own adventures, but the son of Danae would eventually return to Seriphos. Some tell of how Perseus returned to Seriphos at the very moment when Polydectes was forcing Danae to marry him, or else Danae was in hiding from the abusive Polydectes and was being protected by Dictys. In either case, Perseus saw how Polydectes had tricked him, and thus Perseus simply removed the head of Medusa from its satchel and turned Polydectes and all of his followers to stone. Perseus would make Dictys the new king of Seriphos, and Danae and her son and her new daughter-in-law, Andromeda, would travel back to Argos, and at some point Perseus did accidentally kill Danae's father. Perseus would go on to rule Argos, but due to shame of killing his own grandfather, he would swap his kingdom with Tiryns, the kingdom of King Megapenthes. Hence, Perseus would rule over Tiryns and would become the ancestor of many famous figures of Greek mythology. The story of Danae fades away though, although Virgil would state that it was Danae who founded the city of Ardea in Latium. The death of Danae though was never recorded in the surviving sources. Let us finish with the following saying: "Fools live without enjoying life." Democritus. That being said, remember guys to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, it would help us a lot. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for upcoming videos.